Well, welcome to the webinar, and thank you very much for taking the time out of your busy day and spending it listening to me. I'm going to try and keep this webinar as short and concise as possible, as I'm sure you're all very busy people. But I did want you to be the first to know about my brand new British accent training material called the Ultimate RP British Accent Learning Resource, Part 1. Now, I don't think I'm going to have time to answer your questions right now on the webinar, but if you do have questions, please do let me know your questions and I shall get back to you with the answer either through direct email or on the Facebook page, or if there seems to be, a common collective of questions, I'll create an audio and video file and maybe another webinar to get all the answers to you. So here we go. Let's get straight to the point. I have created a new resource for you to help you learn and improve your RP British accent. I'm really excited about this as it builds on from my last programme, which was the sounds in the British accent. But it's got tons more content to really help you get to grips with speaking with an RP British accent. So I do hope you're going to find it really helpful. So, what's in it, I hear you ask? Well, that's a good question. It has loads of really practical and helpful information, both in audio form as MP3 files, so you can listen to them as you're jogging or as you're washing up or if you're in the car, if you're travelling to work, but there's also MP4 video files as well. So I've put together over 15 hours of these audio and video files to help you really perfect your British accent. That's 15 hours. More than 15 hours of pure content. 15 hours to help you learn how to speak in an RP British accent. So what exactly is in this Ultimate British Accent package? Well, before we go into that, I just want to talk to you personally, about why it might be of interest to you. Now, because you've joined me in this webinar, you've obviously got an interest in learning to speak in an RP British accent. Now, the people I speak to and have contact through, either through email or who contact me through Facebook or Twitter and on my web pages, they generally fall into three broad categories. They all want to learn to speak with a British accent, but for three different reasons. The first reason is that they love the sound of the British accent, and it's for fun and to impress and amuse their friends and family. They want to learn a few tips and tricks to sound British. Now, to be honest, this new package, the Ultimate British Accent, is probably not for them. So if you're in it just for fun and it's just something you want to do in your free time, which is absolutely brilliant, but this course is probably a bit too in-depth and it's probably not for you. You'll probably find all the British accent training you need to know surfing the internet and listening to British films and listening to audiobook authors as well. So if this sounds like you, then I won't be offended if you want to turn off now and go and do something else. For those of you who are left, then I know, and you know, that we're serious about developing your British accent and you're looking for serious training and learning materials, so please stick with me to find out more. So, for those of you who are still with me, many thanks. Now, I'm thinking that my friends who are looking to improve their British accent for one main reason, and that's for work or for business reasons. Now, whatever your industry, having a good, convincing British accent is important to you. Now, the second major group of people who learn the British accent are actors and actresses. So if you're an actor, maybe your next audition or your role involves taking on a character speaking in an RP British accent. So if this is you, then you know that not only do you have to convince the casting director of your accent in order to get the part, but you need to convince the hundreds and thousands of people that watch your performance that your accent is authentic and believable. The worst thing is to have the audience concentrating on your accent and not watching and listening to your performance. The accent should be a part of your character, not overly subsume the role so everything else is ignored. So if you're an actor or actress and your next role involves learning an RP British accent, then stick with us because I think this course might be good for you. Well, perhaps your job is not in the acting field, but maybe you're an employee in a firm in a role that requires you to communicate with international clients and customers. Your company may have guidelines or requirements that their staff members undertake a program of accent neutralization, and maybe they ask their staff members to develop a British accent when communicating with their international clientele. Perhaps they consider a British accent to be more widely understood by international customers, and they might encourage their employees to develop as high a standard of spoken RP British as they can manage. You could find yourself working in a company like this. It may not matter what industry you work in, but if having an authentic RP accent in your work situation helps you, then this new training material could really help. A convincing British accent and a fluent speaking voice can really help with promotion chances and ultimately lead to a better paid job and a more successful career. Could your job prospects be improved by improving your British accent? Would you be fast-tracked into a better, highly paid position at work if your managers and bosses could see you communicate more effectively with your improved British accent? Would being more clearly understood by your customers help you close more deals and maybe increase your sales? Would you reach your sales targets more quickly and get those pay bonuses quicker if your speaking voice was clearer and easily understandable? So think about it. Could an improved RP British speaking voice help improve communication with your clients, close those deals and reach those sales targets, give you an advantage when it comes to promotion prospects, help you get a higher paid job with greater job satisfaction? And following on from work success is improving your lifestyle and your success out of the office. Well, if so, then I hope this new training material can put you on the road to success. So what exactly is in this new learning material? Well, we don't have time now to go in depth into all the materials covered, but I wanted to share with you some key new modules. Firstly, many of you had asked if I had video footage to see how a mouth and lips look like when making the different sounds in the British accent. So I've included this within the course. It's only a short little module, but I hope it will give you a close-up visual idea of how to place your mouth, lips and tongue where making particular vowel and consonant sounds like air, I, oo, that sort of thing. Another one of my modules focuses on telephone conversations and vocab, covering some key phrases and expressions that you'll commonly come across when using the telephone in both business and personal situations. I've included some conversation role plays so you can hear how key phrases are used in a telephone conversation, how to leave a voicemail message, that sort of thing. Now, broadening out this role play and this conversation exercises theme out a bit, I've also included a module which covers 40 conversation situations or role plays. They're everyday conversations that you'll hear, covering things such as at the market, or arranging a dinner date, or asking about the weather. It's a whole range of everyday situations and work situations, so you can hear, you can copy and understand common phrases and vocabulary. I've also put together a module covering various industry vocab, so if you followed my Twitter feed or my Facebook page, you would have already seen some of these. They're industry-specific vocab for the areas of work covering IT, human resources, sales, marketing and advertising. These are terms and phrases that you will be familiar with if you work in either of these sectors, so they should really help you with their pronunciation in an RP British accent. Well, that's just a snapshot of what's included in the learning resource. There's much more, but we really must move on. So now we move on to the question that you're probably all wanting to know the answer to. How much is this going to cost me? Well, first, let's run through what you get. Over 15 hours of learning material in audio MP3 files and video MP4 files. 20 different modules including 40 conversational role plays, the top 300 verbs, the most common 500 English words and example sentences of how these words are used. How to use and understand connected speech to make your accent sound fluent and native. And not forgetting added bonuses. I've decided to include within this course the original Sounds in the British Accent audio and video training module worth £19.99 and the original extra vocab practice audio and with new video accompaniments which is worth £10.99. So on top of the new modules you also get the original Sounds in the British Accent audio and video training module and the original extra vocab practice audio. There's so much to include. And remember, it's not just about this learning resource. By purchasing this training material, you put yourself in a prime position to receive discounts on future learning materials and possibly even some freebies down the line. Okay, so we now have got a better idea of what's included in the package. But you might be saying, well, yes there, but hang on. I've already purchased the Sounds in the British Accent video and MP3 and the additional vocab practice audio files. Why would I need these again? Well, you're absolutely right, you don't. So that's why I'm going to make you this offer. If you are a previous purchaser of both modules, which is the Sounds in the British Accent course and the collection of the 10 MP3 additional vocab practice files, then I'm going to give you this course, the ultimate British accent learning resource, absolutely free. Yours for no extra cost. That's right, not a penny extra, totally free, as a thank you for you being such a loyal subscriber. All you need to do to claim it is to contact me directly at alison@thephonevoice.com and tell me the email address you would have used to make these original purchases so I can check them against my list and I'll send you the new Ultimate British Accent Learning Resource absolutely free. Now I hope that sounds like a good deal. Now if you're sitting there thinking, well, I've not actually made those previous purchases, what's the cost of this new course? First of all, let me tell you how much this course should cost. As most of you know, I work as a professional voiceover artist and am regularly asked to voice training and learning projects for other companies. Now, if one of my clients had asked me to voice this course, this 15 hours of learning material for their training modules, I would quote them around £450 per hour of audio. That's a total price of £6,750. I may well be feeling generous and offer a discount and round it down to £6,000, but that's still a heck of a lot of money. Now, of course, I'm not going to charge you anywhere near the 6,000 figure. So what do you think would be a more appropriate figure? £1,000? £500? £100? That sounds quite reasonable. No, I'm not even going to charge you £99. For a limited time, I'm going to set the price of the Ultimate British Accent Learning Resource at £29.99, which I think is a pretty good deal. So, for less than 30 quid, you can get your hands on all this additional training material to help you develop and improve your British accent. Now, the Ultimate RP British Accent Learning Resource isn't quite ready for release just yet. So to make sure that you know when it becomes available and so you can take advantage of the early bird limited time offer of £29.99, please do head over to my webpage www.learningbritishaccent.com/ultimate British accent and make sure you've signed up to the mailing list. As soon as I'm ready to go, I shall drop you an email and let you know that the ultimate RP British accent learning resource is ready for you to download. So keep an eye out on your inbox and on the Facebook page and the Twitter feeds, and I shall be updating you in the next few days. In the meantime, if you have any questions about the learning resource, do let me know. Email them to me at alison@thephonevoice.com. And if you think you've got a good idea of something I've not included in this course, but something you would like to see, do drop me an email and I'd be more than happy to hear your thoughts and ideas. Well, thank you so much for listening and taking the time to be part of this webinar. We'll speak soon. Bye for now.